Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Southeast Iowa Video Network's Community Profiles. I'm your host, Greta Clemens, and we are powered by KCTC. It is time for the third annual Farm to Film Fest, so I'm excited today to be joined with Melinda and Lynn, and we are going to chat about it. They have some fun new things going on this year that we'll talk about. But first, before we jump in, let's do a quick introduction of who you guys are. Excuse me.
I'm Lynn Loula, and I'm on the board for the Film Fest.
Okay.
Mainly looking at media contacts. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Welcome to the media.
And we really appreciate Lynn and her husband, Rick. They've been great board members. My name's Melinda Lord, and I'm the director of the festival and also the treasurer.
Awesome. So you guys have a board that kind of puts this together.
Right. Yes.
Awesome.
We have a board of volunteers that we get the films, we screen them ahead of time, determine which ones are the best to show, and get out there and get donations from the community, from the businesses, and so on, so that we can put this on free of charge to the attendees, which is important to us.
That's awesome.
We want to make sure people can come and not have to worry about paying.
Yeah.
Because everything else is already so expensive anyway. So we want this to be a fun, free event for everyone. And then also to all of our events, except for Friday night, are handicap accessible. So anywhere they're showing the films, and someone that's got accessibility problems can get in there easily.
That's very cool. So for anyone watching and we're like, Farm to Film Fest, they're like, what the heck is that? What is Farm to Film Fest?
What the heck is
Yeah.
that? Well, it's an international film festival right here in Washington. And we do want to emphasize that even though farm is in the title, we are not limited to subjects that have to do with farm. And we've been a little concerned about that, and yet here we are in Washington, Iowa, and what's the most important thing in the community, probably, is the farm. So farm to film was a neat idea, I think, to start with, but now we want to emphasize that perhaps 30% of the films that we show are somehow connected to agriculture and farming.
Oh, okay.
But then there's everything else you can think of, and from all over the world too.
That's cool.
Not just in Washington or even just in
Iowa, all over the world. That's impressive. So that's very cool. Awesome. So if you're into film, this is a really good event. Or if you just want to get out and about and walk around town and check out the different videos and films and things. So yeah. So you guys have a new event this year. You're kind of kicking off Farm to Film Fest on April 11th with a little shindig at JP's.
At JP's Lounge. And again, it's free to the public, no cover charge or anything, no requirements to buy any drinks or food or whatever, but you sure can if you want, because we appreciate Jaron and his establishment hosting it.
Yes.
But at 5 o'clock, we are going to have a 30-minute film documentary to Memphis and back, and it's about the band that went down to Memphis and competed in a blues concert festival, and they placed second, I believe it was, out of all the different bands that were there. And you know, we're talking Memphis is the blues capital.
That's the area.
So they're pretty darn good. And these folks are from the Ames, Iowa area. And after the film, there'll be a little break, and then they will have a live concert for it open to the public. So I hope people will take advantage of that, because that's a really unique venue and opportunity for people to participate.
So the band playing is the band that's in the film?
Yes, it is.
That's cool.
Buck Miller Schwager Blues.
Ooh, Buck Miller Schwager. Yeah, that's hard to say.
Those are the names of the two main guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that sounds like a ton of fun. So you can kick off the event, head to JP's, grab some, I always like their margarita pizza is my favorite, and listen, watch the film, and then watch or listen to them play. So
Sure.
Very cool.
Sure.
Okay, so that's Friday night. What's happening that weekend, the 12th and the 13th, correct?
Yes.
April.
We start with Saturday morning.
Sure.
Kick it off, yeah.
Saturday morning, there's going to be, once again, a free screening of a commercial film. The name of it is Silent Night in Algona. It'll start at 9:30 in the morning. I believe about 9 o'clock is when we're going to start the registration. People can come and they get a lanyard to show that they're part of the festival. Of course, once again, no cost or anything, but you could go get started at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, and then at 9:30 at the State Theater, this movie will be presented. And the movie is about a German prisoner of war camp in Algona during World War II.
Oh, wow.
And I certainly had never heard anything about that. I'm sure there are there are history buffs who have, but real interesting idea. And I think part of the I haven't actually seen it, but I've read about it and looked at the trailers. And it appears that some of the farmers needed help, and so they were able to hire some of the prisoners, and that caused some conflict in their families.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
Awesome. So you said to sign up and get registered at 9, get your lanyard. Can you do that anywhere, or should you go to the State Theater?
Well, at 9 o'clock, State Theater.
Theater,
And
okay.
then in the afternoon, you can always go to any of the venues to register.
Awesome. So
And important to know, you only need to register once. If you have a lanyard, you're already registered. And we're asking on that registration just some basic information like your name and email address, because we want to be able to notify you when we have our next festival so you don't miss out. We're not selling our list or anything. We're not using it for anything except for the film festival. And then we have a few other questions we ask because we want the sponsors and the advertisers in our community to know that the money they're contributing towards this event is generating interest in our community, generating people staying over, dining out, or, just getting to know Washington a little better and promoting Washington as well as the films.
Yeah, that's very cool. So start at 9 a.m. on Saturday. You can check out that film and then kind of keep on continuing on. So there's multiple films showing at multiple places. So what all places are going to have films? And
we have 4 locations in both afternoons that will be showing films. We have City Council Chambers. It's downtown. We have Art Domestique. We have City Point Hub, which is the old YMCA building across from the old library. And then we also have the public library upstairs. So there's 4 locations. There's different movies showing at different times. There's basically 2 time blocks, starting at, I believe, 12:45 is our first time block, and it goes for a couple hours and then take a short break, and then a second time block that will be showing films.
Okay.
And that goes until about 5 o'clock each day.
I was just going to say.
Basic times.
So about 9, if you start at 9 to 5, you could watch films all day. From those times.
There would be a break where you could check out the restaurants on the square.
Oh, perfect. So it's time for lunch.
Time for lunch. And then Saturday after the films, time to get some dinner and then head over to the public library where we have a filmmakers reception. And really excited just this morning, I think we're up to 15 different filmmakers are going to be attending.
Oh, wow.
So it's a chance to talk to people that, are making these films. And some of them are, maybe their very first film they ever did. Others are veterans at it, and just a whole range of people. And it's kind of fun to find out. And if you're a film buff and even thinking about, I'd like to make a film about some cool idea I have, this is a place to be, to come in. We have some light refreshments that Dodici's going to be providing, and, just a fun event for people to come out to.
Yeah, it's really cool. And that's super nice that it's free, so you can just come out and enjoy all those films and food from Dodici's, let alone the fact that that's free. That's awesome.
Everything you would ever want.
I know.
Yes.
So dreaming of good weather for the 12th and 13th, because you can walk to all these locations and make your way around downtown Washington and check out some of the shops while you're at it. So very cool. So again, this is April 12th and 13th, about 9 to 5 both days. Yes. Awesome. Cool. Let's take a quick break, and we come back. Let's chat a little bit more maybe about some of the films that are that you'll be able to view, and a few other details.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Come visit us at Purposefully You Boutique and Home. Feel amazing in our comfy casual clothing styles with new inventory arriving weekly. Explore our unique home decor and delightful candle scents. We're conveniently located just 1 block north of the downtown square.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Community Profiles. If you've missed the first half, I have been chatting with Melinda and Lynn about the 3rd annual Farm to Film Festival and all the films that will be coming to town the weekend of April 12th and 13th. They'll have a fun event on April 11th at JP's where they will show the film Memphis and Back, and then that band will play. After, I'm not going to try to say the name again because it was a funny name. But so you have to make sure you check that out. Again, all these events are free, so that's super nice and awesome that you guys are able to offer that for free. So they were mentioning during the break that they've been watching films since August. So there's a lot of films out there and that they went through and selected for this event. So how many total films will show during the weekend?
39.
39.
And that's out of the 80 or 81 that everybody on the board looked at all those films and judged them in a way. Yes. And then the ones that had the highest marks are in the festival.
Awesome. And then you guys mentioned some of the films are short and some maybe are longer. What's like the time frame of some of these? Some of the films.
5 minutes to 90 minutes.
Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, and everything in between.
So some really short ones and then a normal movie length, I would say.
And some are shown twice, some are only shown once. And no, you're not going to be able to see all of them. If you want to see all of them, contact us about maybe becoming a board member.
There you go. You can watch all 80.
You can see all of them plus some.
Yeah. They have this really nice schedule. Do you guys have this on your Facebook, or is it around
it's on
town?
Facebook,
okay.
And it's also on the web.
Right.
And we will have some program guides
like
available.
This.
Okay.
And that will be
inside there. Yep.
Those will be coming soon.
Right. And actually the schedule is printed in the program guide, but also we'll have individual sheets of the schedule. So if people just want something, quick, easy to carry around and look at as you go through the weekend.
Yeah. So that'll be nice. So make sure you check out their Facebook page and event, because that'll be nice to see what kind of films are on here and what times and where you go. So that is very nicely put together. So
it is a lot of films.
Yes.
And it is a total for the 2 days. You have about 10 hours, correct? Or 8 hours, between 8 and 10 hours.
Right.
Anyway,
right.
Yeah, it takes some figuring out to look at the films and think, now, where can I put a 2-minute one and where can I see it 90-minute one, that kind of thing. So looking at it ahead is really a good idea.
Yeah.
Now, too, I'd like to mention that they're in about 2-hour blocks, the films are, and, we kind of would prefer people stay for the 2 hours, but you don't have to. If you go in, you want to watch the first film, then you want to leave and go to a different location and watch a film there, that's fine, too.
Okay, I get what you mean. Mm-hmm.
Just ask people to be courteous, shut their phones off and wait until the film is over to leave so they're not disturbing others that don't want to watch it.
Yeah. Awesome. We were also chatting during the break. There's all ages of kids that have made, or ages of people who have made these films, and some of those include some 8th grade kids, which is really cool.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And I'm excited about this because their teacher director, whose name is Tyler Lynn, he was Tyler Lynch in high school, married also a local girl, Lauren Ling, and they're using her last name. And they live in, did we say
Waukee.
Waukee.
I always want to say Waukee. And he has an 8th grade class that have made films. And he actually has 19 short films all in one block. So if you go to look at them, you'll see all of them.
Very cool.
And Tyler is planning to be here with some of his students.
Yeah, so if you guys know Tyler, you have to come back and say hi and check out his students' work. That's really cool that they're incorporating younger kids into this process. So are some of these films for younger kids, or is it more adulty based?
I would say probably junior high and older
Okay.
for the most part. We asked for animated films, and the first year we had a couple that little kids probably that they enjoyed, but we just didn't get. We haven't gotten the animated films. I'm not sure why, but
They're
just
hard.
haven't had them submitted.
Yeah.
And certainly there aren't films that would be negative for kids, but
just
some would just be kind of hard to
Understand.
For them to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids may not want to sit through an hour and a half long documentary. We find it fascinating, and interesting, but a younger kid might not.
Exactly.
No, but they can come check out Tyler's class of those little snippets because those sound fun. So I'd be interested to see how.
I think younger kids will certainly relate to those films that his students make.
Yeah.
Those are being shown on Saturday, first thing.
First thing. And what, at a certain location?
It's
here
at
probably.
the library.
Library, okay.
I honestly don't know if they're anywhere else or not, but I noticed that they were the first thing you could see.
They are also
Student
in the
films.
afternoon
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
on Saturday at
City
City Council
Council.
chambers. Yes,
All right.
yes.
Okay.
So
But then
there's
I
two
think-
different times.
I think not on Sunday, though.
I don't believe
I don't
they
think
are.
they're not going to stay over.
Right.
Right.
Nope. Awesome. So some different films on different days, with Sunday also having a bunch of films. But Sunday kicks off, Sunday morning has a new and different kickoff as well.
Yes.
I'll let Lynn.
A little bit the same in that it involves Mike Zoz, and most people in the community know who Mike is. And one of the reasons why Washington is such a wonderful place to have film festival is that we have a history. And this couple, the Brintons, who lived in Washington back in the 1800s, collected and showed films all over the country. And Mike has that collection of films. And so his program at 10 o'clock in the library on Saturday morning, he will be talking about and showing some of those short films.
Right.
So that'll be something to look for. That'll be upstairs at the library.
Cool. Yeah.
And then at 11 o'clock, also at the library, a man named Mike Pepple, who is from Jefferson. I think Jefferson is the county, but he's part of the historical society there. And he has a collection of movie posters. And he's going to be displaying and talking about his movie posters.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And this is a program he's shown at various locations and various organizations. So I think it'll be good, and he'll do a good job of showing them, and it'll be very interesting to see all the movie posters.
So you can come see the Mikes and see the
that's
movie
Mike and
posters and the
Mike.
Britons.
Yes. Mike and Mike.
Right.
The
and
Mike's
and
collection.
everything's upstairs at the library, so you wouldn't have to. You'd have a little break between. But
Yeah.
And there's an elevator.
Yeah.
For those
Handicap
who haven't been to
accessible,
the
yeah.
public library in Washington, we have an elevator, so don't worry about having to do stairs.
Yes. Yeah. So those they're both very good presenters.
Yeah, yes. I know we chatted with Mike Zoz on here about his films, so I'll link it. I think it was a couple months ago, but he talked about the Britons and his films, which are very fascinating. So
Right. And he has his own film festival coming up in July, I believe it is.
yeah.
At the Ainsworth Opera House.
Oh yes. I was like, I know he does it around here. Yes.
An annual event worth getting to.
Very cool. So I know you guys have watched a lot of films, but if you were to recommend one or two films to those who are going to be attending, what would you recommend they check out, or what are your favorites?
Well, I have to say Watch Here, the little documentary about Watch Here, I found that to be very interesting. I did not know any of that history, even though I grew up around here. And I don't know, they're just, all of them are so good. Trying to figure out the other one. I also like the stories of regeneration about, and that's North Dakota. My boyfriend's from North Dakota.
She's relating to
But
the
I'm
hometowns.
I'm always interested in how farmers are really proactive and wanting to do the best they can for the land and for the animals they raise. So I like that.
My favorite farm-related film is one where they found a way to use the area under solar panels to graze sheep.
Oh.
Yes.
Whoa.
So, yeah. So that's a favorite of mine.
That's cool.
And it's just pretty straightforward, but
Yeah.
just so that somebody has that idea.
Yeah,
And
how do you
there's-
even think
and
of that?
And they're dealing with two different things
Yeah.
at the same time. And my very favorite of the whole festival is called Breasts Not Required. And it's a very moving and very important film about women who have suffered through breast cancer and what they decided to do after
Oh, cool.
at the end, and some of the experiences they went through.
Yeah.
So that I'm sure that title will jump out at people
Mm-hmm.
to know that's what it is and that you really should see it.
Yeah. So from small towns like What Cheer to breasts to sheep under solar panels, you can see it all at
A little of
the
everything.
Farm to Film Fest.
Everything.
Is it all genres? Is there any like comedies or?
We
Plus
basically call
one.
them documentaries
Right.
or
Narratives.
narrative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
are the two basic
I think
things.
plus one would be a little bit of a comedy.
Yeah, it would.
It's a short one.
Yeah. And another one that has to do with dating. There's another one where it starts out with a blind date. Remember that one?
Yeah. I can't remember.
They've
which
seen so many.
Yeah. And I think that's called Love is Everywhere or Everywhere You See It or something like that. So yeah, those two would be a little bit lighter. And there's one about the restoration of a schoolhouse in the Scott County area, Forest Grove.
Yes,
am I
Resurrecting
right?
Forest Grove.
Resurrecting Forest Grove, and they show everything they had to do, and it was a real.
Oh, wow.
It was a little bit bigger, but it is a one-room country schoolhouse.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I love that one. I started in a one-room country schoolhouse, so I always like
Oh,
those
yeah.
stories.
Now another one, again, never heard about it, but they call it Growing Magic, and it was where someone with Disney World or Walt Disney was trying to think of how to celebrate, one of the big anniversaries, and is thinking, wouldn't it be cool if people are flying over, there was a field with the silhouette of Mickey in the cornfield.
Yeah.
So there's a place in Iowa that was chosen based on flight paths and how much people were
One of the flyover states. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you wouldn't think it would be all that detailed or whatever. But
That one's really fun.
That's interesting,
kinda
though.
fun.
That's fun.
That's kinda
So if you're a
fun.
Disney fan, you should
Yes,
definitely check that one out.
yes.
I'm surprised we didn't hear about it. It's been a while, but
Yes, it has. It has. So
Awesome. So again, this is happening the weekend of April 11th. So 11th, 12th, and 13th. You guys have things going on. Downtown Washington. You can start at the State Theater to get registered, or State Theater, or am I right?
One thing, once we kick things off, you can register
Anywhere.
anywhere.
Okay. So if you want to start right away
Yeah.
at the theater, otherwise you can go anywhere and
And you
get your
only
lanyard.
need to register once. Once you have that lanyard.
Lanyard?
Yeah.
You're good to go.
yeah.
Perfect.
We should mention our sponsors.
Yeah, you
and
were reading my
advertisers.
mind.
Yes. Premier One and the Iowa Economic Development were great supporters for us. Of course, KCII Radio, Cafe Dodici, the Hills Bank and Federation Bank, Produce Iowa, which is a division of, was it Iowa? Oh, they've changed it around, so I'm not even going to try theirs. The State Office of Film and Media, Wedge, Washington County Hospitals and Clinics, the Letts Center, Washington County Public Health, Riverside Casino, Jackie, I don't want to,
Areola?
that's it. Okay, and Community First. Those are some of our major sponsors that contributed and made this thing possible.
And of course, that's all listed on our I suppose, website and Facebook page. I'm not sure
Website,
what all.
Facebook, it's in the program guide as well. So if you get around and you see those businesses, tell them thank you for helping to sponsor this.
Yeah. Huge support and made the
Yes.
event possible. So
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, anything else you guys want to add? Anything we've missed?
Well, it's just a great thing to come to and enjoy. And we'll pray for good weather.
Yes.
But, if it's not great, you don't have to walk very far
Exactly.
to see
That's right.
anything. And
That's right.
we've kept that on purpose. So that's great. And also to mention, in my notes, I always mention number 1, the Brintons, and number 2, the State Theater. I mean, it's Guinness Book of World Records, the longest running cinema in the world. So
That's awesome.
We have a couple claims to fame in the cinema.
We sure do. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming on. It was fun to have you, and we'll pray for good weather and hope the day goes well, or days go well for you guys. But again, make sure you guys check it out. We will link the Facebook page and their website below. But again, it's all free to check this out. So make sure you guys get out there and check it out. But otherwise, that is it for today. So I will see you guys next week.